What's up, YouTube? This your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'm gonna give you guys my AEW Revolution review and highlights. So you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn on notification every time I premiere a brand new video. Also, go follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below and in the description. And let's talk about AEW Revolution. So, AEW Revolution was a good show. I give it a 7 out of 10. All right, here we go. We go live to a sold-out additional financial arena in Orlando, Florida. The crowd is hot for tonight's show. So we get Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. I pick Eddie Kingston to beat Chris Jericho. So Eddie Kingston start off with drilling Jericho's head on the canvas as the crowd chants Eddie. Both men are on the outside and now are back in the ring. Eddie Kingston applies a neck breaker on Jericho, goes for the pin, but only gets a 1 count. In the corner, Jericho thumbs Kingston in the eye. Both men are back on the outside of the ring and fighting on the floor. Both men are back in the ring. Jericho flips off the crowd and the fans boo. Eddie Kingston comes back with a kick to head on Jericho and chops him. Both men are chopping each other back and forth across the chest. Both men poke each other in the eyes. Eddie Kingston goes for a pin on Jericho, but only gets a 2 count. Kingston has Jericho in the corner and is biting him in the ear. Jericho reverses it and goes for the eye of Kingston. Both men are on the top rope, and Kingston bites Jericho again. Jericho is punching Kingston in the head and flips him off the top turnbuckle. Jericho goes for the pin, but only gets a 2 count. Jericho takes off the turnbuckle pad. Kingston grabs Jericho and flips him over. The crowd chants Eddie. Both men are on the apron. Jericho suplexes Kingston from the apron onto the floor. Both men are still on the outside of the ring. Jericho tosses Kingston back in the ring. Both men are back in the ring. Jericho hits a lionsault on Kingston, goes for a pin, but only gets a 2 count. Jericho has Kingston in the walls of Jericho. Kingston tries to get to the bottom rope, but to break the hold. Kingston grabs the bottom rope and the hold is broken. Jericho is shoved RB Everest because she thought he won the match. Eddie Kingston comes back with multiple suplexes. Kingston hits his finishing move on Jericho, but Jericho kicks out at the last second. The crowd continues to chant Eddie. RB Everest went to check on Kingston, who was hurting. Jericho hits a codebreaker on Kingston, goes for a pin, but kicks out anyway. Jericho hits Kingston with another codebreaker. Jericho goes for Kingston, who ducks and hits Jericho. Kingston has Jericho in a stretch move. Jericho taps, and the fans go nuts. Eddie can't believe that Jericho tapped out. The winner of the match, Eddie Kingston, by submission. The fans really behind Eddie Kingston. Post-match, Eddie Kingston goes to shake Jericho's hand. Jericho gets up to his feet. Jericho puts on his hand, put out his hand and hesitates as the fans boo. Jericho doesn't shake Kingston's hand and gets out of the ring and walks off as he holds his back up his head. So we get the AEW World Tag Team Championship Triple Threat match. Jurassic Express versus Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks. This match was fantastic. Jungle Boy and Kyle O'Reilly start the match. Kyle O'Reilly hits Jungle Boy in an armbar. Jungle Boy hits the ropes for a break. Bobby Fish is tagged in. Bobby Fish drags Jungle Boy into the corner of the Young Bucks. Matt Jackson is tagged in. Jungle Boy, after some offense, tag in Luchasaurus. The Young Bucks and Red Dragon go to the outside. Jungle Boy does a flip over the top rope. All 4 men now back in the ring. It's Nick and Jungle Boy. The Young Bucks are working on Jungle Boy. Now on the outside, the heels are stomping on Luchasaurus in the ring. It's Jungle Boy and the Young Bucks working on Jungle Boy as Matt goes for the pin on Jungle Boy. Bobby Fish breaks up the count. The Young Bucks didn't seem happy. Kyle Riley is tagging and then goes for a pin on Jungle Boy. But Nick Jackson breaks it up. Kyle Riley and Bobby Fish are not happy. Nick takes Bobby Fish out. The action goes to the outside as Jungle Boy takes out Bobby Fish on the floor. Back in the ring, it's the Young Bucks and Jungle Boy. The Young Bucks applies a bulldog. Kyle Riley and Nick Jackson argue. Kyle Riley then kicks Nick by accident. Luchasaurus is tagged in as the legal man. He takes out the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. Back in the ring, the Young Bucks worked on Luchasaurus. Nick Jackson hits Luchasaurus with a destroyer. Luchasaurus takes out the Young Bucks. Jungle Boy goes for the pin on Matt, but only gets a 2 count. As Jungle Boy goes for a move, Bobby Fish grabs the leg. Now in the ring, the Young Bucks and the Red Dragon fight each other, but Luchasaurus takes out everyone. The Young Bucks attempt to go after Jungle Boy, but he double clotheslines them, and the fans go crazy. Red Dragon are double teaming Jungle Boy. Bobby Fish attempt a pin, but only gets a 2 count. Kyle Riley hits a diving knee on Jungle Boy, and then hits Jungle Boy with a submission. But the Young Bucks breaks it up, and the action is all over the place. And this match, Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks both trade moves off the top rope. Neither team gets a pinfall. Kyle Riley hits Jungle Boy with a title belt, goes for the pin, but only gets a 2. Luchasaurus breaks up the pin on Jungle Boy. Kyle Riley gets a double super kick to the face, but the Young Bucks hits the BTE trigger on Jungle Boy. But Kyle Riley comes in and breaks up a pin attempt. Jungle Boy hits a German suplex on Matt Jackson. Jurassic Express double team the Young Bucks as Matt had a spray can kick out of his hand and end up getting pinned by Jungle Boy to retain. The winner and still your AEW World Tag Team Champions, Jurassic Express. This tag team triple threat match was fantastic. The fans are really into this match. The near fall were great, and Jurassic Express is way over the fans. The action was crazy all over the place. Alright, so we get Face of the Revolution ladder match. Keith Lee versus Warlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks versus Orange Cassidy versus Christian Cage. This ladder match was lit. I enjoyed this. You really want to know who's overrated? Orange Cassidy, and that's facts. And Showstopper TV agrees with me. So Showstopper TV watching, please agree with me that Orange Cassidy is overrated. Alright, but this ladder match was lit. I enjoyed it. This was good. Alright, Keith Lee takes out Christian Cage in the ring. It's Lee. Powerhouse Hobbs, Warlow, and Orange Cassidy on the outside of the ring. Christian Cage is taking out everyone with a ladder. Starks has the ladder, and as he attempted to climb, he was pushed off by Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is climbing the ladder, but Christian Cage keeps Cassidy from going any further. Powerhouse Hobbs is on the ladder, attempting to grab the ring hung high above the ring, but both men go down. Keith Lee comes back in the ring and keeps Cage from going after Starks. Keith Lee hits a double crossbody on Cage and Starks. Lee picks up Cassidy and uses him as a battering ram. Keith Lee then climbs the ladder, but Warlow puts a stop to it. Keith Lee pushed over the ladder and face off with Warlow. Powerhouse Hobbs grabs a ladder and take out Warlow and Lee. Ricky Starks and Hobbs climb the ladder, but Cassidy stops it and grabs the ladder and is taking out everyone. Cassidy attempts to get the ring, get the ring, but it's stopped by Lee and Rollo. The action in this match is all over the place. Hobbs sandwiches Lee with a ladder in the corner. Hobbs on the ladder and suplex Cassidy on the mat. The fans love the moves as they chant, "This is awesome." Cage spears Hobbs on the ladder. Starks goes through the ladder and spears Cage. Starks climbs the ladder, but Warlow grabs the ladder and it falls over with Starks. Warlow is setting up the ladder as the fans chant Warlow. Winner was Warlow. I lost my BR live feed on my Android TV for the last part of this match. It appears after my daughter did some research that there are issuing with Android TV feed today with BR live. Warlow gets the win. It says Tony Schiavone introduced Shane Swerve Strickland for a correct signing. Singing. The crowd gives Strickland a great reception. Shane Swerve Strickland signs the contract. I have the feed on my computer as a backup and another backup that seems to work. My apology. As I get refocused. So we get the TBS Championship match. Jay Cargill versus Tay Conti. This was the worst match on the entire show. On the entire card, by the way. This match was worse. Cargill kicks Conti and it throws off Conti. Conti has Cargill in an arm lock. Cargill kicks Conti. Cargill attempts to hit Conti with counter hits. Conti applies several running kicks to the base of Cargill. Conti hits a swinging DDT, go for the pin, but Cargill's foot is under the bottom rope. Cargill hits an Eye of the Storm move on Conti, goes for the pin, but only gets a 2 count. Conti hits a frog splash on Cargill and goes for a pin, but only gets a 2 count. This match seems to be a bathroom break match, as the crowd doesn't seem to be into this match. Conti goes to the top rope, but Cargill hits Conti face first on the match and retain. The winner is still your AEW TBS champion, Jay Cargill. This match was worse. This was the worst match on the entire show, and this was the worst on the match card. This match was garbage. So we get a dog collar match. CM Punk versus MJF. This match was boring. CM Punk comes out to his old Ring of Honor entrance with his old ROH Ring Atari and entrance theme music. The bell rings. Both men have a collar on with a chain. MJF wimps the chain in the eye of Punk and then tries to escape but can't. CM Punk kicks MJF in the gut. CM Punk ties up MJF with the chain. MJF says he's sorry and CM Punk kicks MJF between the legs. CM Punk then hits MJF with several blows to the head. CM Punk is hit in the back with the chain by MJF. CM Punk drags MJF to the corner and hits him with a running knee strike. MJF strikes CM Punk in the bridge of the nose as CM Punk is busted open and bleeding like crazy. MJF grabs a mic and tells CM Punk to tell the fans that he hates the crowd just like he hates him. CM Punk is bleeding like crazy, and it appears maybe it could also be from his head. CM Punk is a bloody mess. CM Punk goes to the top rope and drops the chain on MJF and hits him with a rising knee strike. The referee is checking on Punk, who continues to spill blood as the crowd chants CM Punk. CM Punk tells the ref he is fine to continue. CM Punk is whipping MJF with a chain. CM Punk wraps the chain around his hand of MJF and stomps on MJF's hand. As Punk attempts to go to sleep, MJF digs his fingers into Punk's face. MJF has Punk down on the mat in a sleeper as the fans chant CM Punk. MJF goes for a pin attempt but only gets a 2 count. CM Punk counters with a choke type hold on MJF, who doesn't tap. MJF breaks the hold. MJF is tossed to the outside. MJF is now busted open. CM Punk is hitting MJF in the head as the fans chant to MJF, "You deserve it," on the outside. CM Punk continues to hit MJF with blows in the head. Both men are bloody mess. CM Punk drags MJF and tosses him into the ring steps. Both men are on the outside as CM Punk attempts for a running knee strike, and MJF moves as CM Punk hits the steel steps with his knee. Both men are still on the outside as CM Punk comes back with offense on MJF. MJF throws back in the ring. The referee checks on MJF. CM Punk signals for the GTS as he hops on one foot. CM Punk attempts to go to sleep but can't get his knees gives out. MJF works on CM Punk's knee. Both men are on the ring apron. MJF tries for another tombstone piledriver on Punk, who reverses it and then hits MJF with the tombstone piledriver on the ring apron. Both men are back in the ring as the fans chant CM Punk. CM Punk goes to the ropes. CM Punk wraps the chain around his arm and attempts an elbow drop on MJF, who rolls out of the way. CM Punk goes for a pin but only gets a 2 count. MJF goes under the ropes and grabs a bag of thumbtacks and spreads them out around the ring. MJF hits Punk with a running knee strike. CM Punk grabs MJF's hand and bites it. CM Punk hits MJF with a roundhouse kick. CM Punk is back on the top rope. MJF goes up also. CM Punk slips and hits the top turnbuckle. MJF superplex CM Punk as both men land on a small amount of thumbtacks. MJF attempts a pin but only gets a 2. CM Punk was rolled over on the thumbtacks, and MJF goes for a pin but only gets a 2 count. MJF calls for a Rollo as MJF has thumbtacks in his hand. Rollo is reaching in his pocket and can't find the ring. CM Punk then hits a GTS on MJF. Go to sleep on MJF. Then Rollo finds it and puts in the ring for CM Punk and walks off as the fans go crazy. CM Punk grabs the ring and puts it on. CM Punk picks up MJF and hits MJF in the face with the ring after MJF spits in his face. CM Punk goes for the pin and gets the 3 count. The winner of the match, CM Punk. This match was boring. Warlow turned on MJF, and it looks like this solidifies Warlow's face turn. Medical staff hit the ring and check on CM Punk and MJF as Punk swings the chain around. CM Punk Cult of Personality plays as CM Punk acknowledges the fans. This was a crazy, bloody match. Both men worked hard. This was brutal, but the match was still boring. Alright, so we get AEW Women's World Championship. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. This match, I'm going to say this match was bad. But the last 2 minutes of the match really pissed me off. Alright, it says the BR live feed on Android TV tonight is still having issues. My feed is pausing, but the computer feed is not. We're going to use another streaming method. We We are airplaying the pay-per-view of my daughter's iPhone and the Android VR Live. It's having issues only on Android TV. I don't think VR Live was ready for the high amount of traffic tonight on Android TV device. Now back to recapping. Recapping. Thunder Rosa is on the offense. Britt Baker hits a net breaker on Thunder Rosa. Britt Baker continues the offense on Thunder Rosa, and she hits her knees to the face on Rosa. Rosa comes back, and Baker comes back and hits Rosa with boots to the face. Britt has Rosa wrapped around the rope, and the referee breaks it up. Baker suplexes Rosa and goes for the pin, but only gets a 2 count. Rosa comes back with a German suplex on Baker, who hits a shoulder hard on the mat. Thunder Rosa continues the offense. Thunder Rosa hits a drop kick on Baker's back and then midsection. Thunder Rosa goes for a pin, but only gets a 2 count. Baker hits Rosa with the elbow to the back of the head. Baker has her glove, but Rosa hits Baker in the jaw with a drop kick. Rosa gets Baker on the second rope for a suplex. Thunder Rosa then hits Baker with a sliding lariat. Rosa goes for the pin, but only gets a 2 count. The crowd chant Thunder Rosa, DMD, and dual chant. Both women exchange blows in the middle of the ring. Baker has Rosa in a cross space, but Thunder Rosa counters, and Thunder Rosa then climbs to the top rope. Baker climbs the rope as Baker drops Rosa, who crashes to the ring. Baker goes for a pin, but only gets a 2. Both women are back to their feet, and exchange blows. Rosa goes for a tombstone, but Baker counters it, and then Thunder Rosa counters with a tombstone, but the referee is distracted by Regal, who clearly had more than a 3 count. Regal gets taken out by Rosa. Jamie Hayter throws the belt in the ring and gets a stump on it from Baker. Baker goes for the pin, but Rosa kicks out at 2. Rosa tries to put on the lockjaw on Rosa, but Baker bites her in the hand. Rosa has Baker in a choke like a hole, but is distracted by Regal. Rosa then takes out Regal and Jamie Hayter on the outside. Thunder Rosa comes back into the ring and hits a curb stomp on Thunder Rosa and gets the 3 count. The winner of the match is still your AEW Women's World Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Now we're gonna get this match at AEW Double or Nothing. But the last 2 minutes of this match got me pissed off. I really want Thunder Rosa to win tonight, but obviously she didn't. But Britt Baker retains the AEW Women's World Champion. But this match was bad. Very bad. Lots of outside interference. So this match gonna be we're gonna get a steel cage match. It's either at Double or Nothing or Dynamite. But anyway, it says lots of outside interference, which makes Britt Baker look a bit weak as champion. It shows she needs help to win. She is better than that. Not a fan of booking for this match tonight. Let's move on. So we get Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. This match was good. Both men lock up. Bryan Danielson has Moxley down on the mat, and then both men get up and spill to the floor. Both men are back in the ring. Moxley slaps Danielson across the jaw. Both men lock up again. There has not been a lot of physical move in this match so far. Bryan Danielson slaps Moxley in the face, and then Moxley slaps Bryan Danielson in the back of the head. Both men are exchanging elbow strikes. Moxley has Bryan Danielson in the corner and kicks him in the chest. Moxley comes back and kicks Bryan Danielson in the chest. Danielson then comes back and kicks Moxley in the chest. As Bryan Danielson does a small amount of jumping jacks as the referee as the referee checks on Moxley. Bryan Danielson continues the offense on Moxley. Was he strikes Moxley with kicks to the chest. Moxley attempts to come back, but Bryan Danielson comes back. Bryan Danielson goes for a diving headbutt. However, Moxley moves out of the way. Moxley comes back, but Bryan Danielson hits Moxley with a knee to the gut. Bryan Danielson has Moxley in the corner and continues to kick Moxley in the gut. John Moxley gets up and suplexes Bryan Danielson, but Bryan Danielson counters with a scissors hold. Moxley is able to pick up Bryan Danielson and slams him down. Bryan Danielson is able to counter John Moxley's move and kicks Moxley in the gut. As Bryan Danielson attempts a running kick, he goes over the ropes and hits the floor. Both men are not on the outside, with John Moxley headbutting Bryan Danielson repeatedly. John Moxley is bleeding from the head and Bryan Danielson is bleeding from the mouth. John Moxley is spilling blood. Moxley is hitting knee strike on Bryan Danielson. John Moxley attempts a paradigm shift DDT, but it's countered by a lariat from Bryan Danielson. Moxley has Bryan Danielson on the ropes and digs his fingernails into the back of Bryan Danielson. Both men are still on the top rope. Bryan Danielson drops Moxley on his back from the top rope. Bryan Danielson goes for the pin, but only gets a 2 count. Bryan Danielson hits Moxley with elbow to the head. The head and now has Moxley in a dragon sleeper. John Moxley gets his foot on the bottom rope to break the hold. Moxley has Bryan Danielson in an arm breaker. Bryan Danielson counters with a crossface, but John Moxley gets his foot on the bottom rope to break the hold. Both men have locked hand or kick each other. John Moxley then stomps Bryan Danielson as Bryan Danielson hits a bulldog type chokehold. Bryan Danielson starts to fade. Then rolls up John Moxley for a pin, but only gets a 2 count. Bryan Danielson comes back and hits Moxley with a knee. He goes for the pin, but only gets a 2 count. Bryan Danielson has Moxley in a triangle sleeper. Moxley grabs the beard of Bryan Danielson to try to force the break. Moxley rolls Bryan Danielson and gets the pin. Bryan Danielson shoves the referee as he is mad. So the winner of the match, John Moxley. After the match, both men began to fight as the referee calls for security to break up the fight. But as you can see, you see the thumbnail. William Regal shows up to the ring. William Regal tries to restrain Moxley, and as the crowd goes crazy, he headbutts Moxley and then slaps Bryan Danielson. William Regal wants both men to shake hands as the crowd chants yes. Both men shake hands as the fans cheer. The fans give Regal a huge ovation. The fans were mostly quiet for this match. Alright, so we get Trios Texas Tornado match. AHFO, Andrade, Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy versus Sting versus Darby Allin and Sting and Sammy Guevara. Okay, decent Tornado tag team match. Decent. The action starts on the outside of the ring as the action spills into the fans and to the front row of the crowd. The action is back in the ring as Sting is hitting the heels in the head with a trash can. Sammy Guevara takes out Isaiah Cassidy as Sting continues to use the trash can, but then is taken out by a drop kick. Matt Hardy hits a twist of fate on Sammy Guevara. The action is back on the outside of the ring again. The action is all over the place on the outside of the ring. Sting hits Matt in the back with a steel chair as they make their way through the crowd. The Butcher and the Blade come out and take out Darby Allin. Sammy Guevara and it says Sammy Guevara and the take and Isaiah Cassidy are on the top of the stage area, and Sammy Guevara hits a Spanish fly from the top of the stage onto the table that did not break. The referee checks on. It says the referee checks on both men. Sting fights back against the Butcher and the Blade. Matt Hardy low blow Sting, and the fight heads to the upper level of the arena. Two tables are set up on the lower area. Andrade is on the table with two others. Sting dives onto Andrade as two of the tables break. The fans chant, "You still got it." Back in the ring, a busted open Matt Hardy has a chair on Darby Allin, who then counters with a Scorpion Death Drop on Matt Hardy, followed by a coffin drop for the win by Darby Allin. The winner of the match, Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara. Decent tornado tag, decent. But let's move on. The main event of the evening, your AEW World Championship, Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole. This main event was really good. Both men lock up. Cole hits elbow strikes on Page, but Page comes back on the offense. Page hits Cole with a short arm lariat. The action goes to the outside of the ring. Page stays on the offense. Page attempts to hit Cole, but Cole moves and Page hits the ring post with his forearms. Adam Cole tosses Page to the steel steps. Adam Cole has Page on the corner and has a boot to the neck. Adam Cole hits Page with a neck breaker. Cole continues the offense on Page. Cole begins to trash talk Page, who then slaps Cole in the face, but Cole comes back. Adam Cole attempts a Panama Sunrise, but Page moves out of the way. Page counters Cole, moves with strikes to the face. Page hits Cole with a follow-away slam, but Cole goes to the outside apron, who hits Cole with a forearms as he falls to the outside. Page hit Cole with a moonsault from the top rope onto the outside. Page attempts a buckshot lariat, but Cole rolls to the outside. As Page reaches down to grab Cole, he gets a kick to the face from Cole. Page comes back with a tiger bomb. Page goes for a pin, but only gets a 2 count. Both men are on the top rope. Cole slips through Page and then gets a kick by Page. As Page attempts moonsault onto Page, he gets met with a kick by Adam Cole. Adam Cole is setting up with a super kick. Page ducks and hits a dead eye on Cole. Page goes for the 3 count, but only gets 2. The crowd begins to chant, "This is awesome." Page slaps Cole, but then Cole comes back with a super kick. Cole has Page in a cross face as Page goes to the rope but breaks the hold. Page picks up Cole for a tombstone pile driver, goes for the pin, but only gets a 2 count. Both men exchange strikes. Page hits Cole with a German suplex. Cole reverses and slams down Page. Goes for a 3 count, but only gets 2. The crowd has dual chants with Cowboy Adam Page. Both men are on the top rope. Page flips Cole off the top rope as they crash down on the mat. Page goes for the pin, but only gets a 2. Red Dragon comes out as Page falls to the floor from a super kick. Cole hits Panama Sunrise on Page onto the floor. Adam Cole rolls Page back in the ring for a pin, but only gets a 2 count. As Cole goes for another Panama Sunrise, Page counters, the referee gets distracted, and Cole low blows Page. Hits Page with Panama Sunrise and hits the boom on Page. Cole goes for the pin, but only gets a 2 count. Adam Cole continues to kick Page in the face. Page counters and then goes for the buckshot, but gets hit with a super kick in the face. Page falls down. Red Dragon sets up the timekeeper's table by the ring apron. Page hits Cole with a dead eye through the table. Page is holding his knee. Dark Order comes down to check on Page, and a brawl breaks out with Red Dragon and Dark Order as they go to the back. See, I hate that part. That took the vibe away from me in this match. Page hits Cole with a buckshot lariat, but Cole was close to the bottom rope and gets his fingers on the bottom rope. Page ties Cole to the ropes and super kicks Cole as the fan seems to boo. Cole counters with a kick on Cole. Page hits Cole as it looks like a tooth came out. Page hits Cole with a boom and then a buckshot lariat and pins Cole to retain the AEW World Championship. The winner is still your AEW World Champion, Adam Page. After the match, Page checks on Adam Cole and shakes Adam Cole's hand with Page out. The pay-per-view goes off the air. Now, how did Hangman Adam Page kick out of 2 Panama Sunrise and a buckshot? Me and Showstopper TV was like, there is no way that there's no way that that Hangman Page should not kick out of that 2 Panama Sunrise and a buckshot. And that's all I gotta say. But the main event match was good. And that's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, overall, AEW Revolution was a good show. I give it a 7 out of 10. And that's all I gotta say from here. But let me know down below in the comment section, what are your thoughts on AEW Revolution? Sound it off in the comment section. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Revolution review and highlights, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share the video with your friends and family. And also, follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And I will see you guys tomorrow live on Twitch. And this is going to be my last time streaming Jump Force on Twitch. So make sure you guys come to my stream on Twitch for Jump Force. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you guys check on me every once in a while to see how I'm doing on Twitch. Because normally I don't get that every often, but I'm just saying in general, make sure you guys check on me every once in a while when I stream on Twitch. And that's all I gotta say from there. But anyway, this your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv. Have a great night, stay safe, and always stay positive. And I'm out of here. Talk to you guys later, and I'm out of here.